Good morning, YouTube. April has a story for us live from ABC News 13 in Houston on your side. I've always wanted to be a local newscaster, at least just try it out for a day.
I think you could.
In today's news,
what do we have?
Yeah.
So now you have to segue
And then we have
me.
to do banter, back and forth. Oh, that's a great story. Ha ha ha! Ha ha! Yes, all right. All those dead puppies. All right, what do you have with the weather?
Well, it does have to do with puppies.
Really?
My story.
Okay, what do we have?
So there's a gang of puppies, well, a gang of dogs.
Dogs.
That broke into a car dealership down in Texas and are tearing apart these cars. Now, the news coverage, they're really making it sound like this horrific scene. They quote like, it's like out of a Stephen King movie. But check out this footage because it really is intense. These dogs are just tearing up this car.
Wild dogs, huh? All right. So it's grainy security footage with no audio, and it looks like kind of like a husky mix, and then like a bulldog. They ripped the bumper off.
Yeah, how hard is it to do that? So I've done that actually because in Chicago when it was snowing and I pulled up a little too close into the snowbank and then I backed up and the snow like grabbed onto my bumper.
Yeah, it
yanked
happens.
it off. But that seems like it'd be really hard to do.
Well, it's a Korean product. I think maybe a Hyundai. So it's probably easy, or maybe a Nissan. It's very hard to tell from the grainy footage.
Right.
But that bulldog won't give up. It looks like, to me, that there is something inside of this car, something that has escaped, or escaped the clutches of this dog, like their dinner or something like that.
Well,
And they're
so
trying to get into the car. Were there any other cars damaged?
There are about 5 cars damaged, $350,000 they're guessing worth of damages.
5 Hyundais aren't worth $350,000.
That's what you claim on your insurance and you hope for half, I guess, right?
What?
But what they said also, they did see a cat streaking across
That's it.
the dealership. So the cat could be up in there, which
Neelix.
is terrifying for our sweet Neelix.
You caused $350,000 in damage. So we had Neelix run off by a raccoon.
Yeah, that did happen. But not dogs.
Thankfully, Neelix didn't go hide in one of the cars and the raccoon that would have
Right.
been bad. We have wolves also on the property. Apparently, our neighbor across the street has reported that wolves have come and just slaughtered her cats on occasion.
That's
so
terrifying.
we do. Neelix was an outside cat for a very short period of time, and then we lost her once, and now she's the studio cat.
Now she's our...
Because we won't have cats in the house ever. No.
Now she's the main character.
No.
No.
So
So here's the thing about this is the police can't do anything. They say they're not doing anything because no person was hurt. They said you have to hire a private investigator to find out who these dogs are.
Are these someone's dogs that just got out? Or are they wild dogs?
I
Which
don't
I don't think
know.
that's a big thing in Houston. There's not a lot of...
And at first, the guys that work at the dealership thought they were wolves because what kind of dog can actually have the strength to do this?
Right.
Well, obviously dogs are very incredibly strong to do something like this. The dealership does have chain link fence all the way around the property, so they were looking for places where the dogs might be dug under the dirt to get under the fence, something along those lines. I don't know how you have a private investigator look into this, and what do you do? Arrest the dogs for tearing up cars? I mean, they're just having fun, right?
Yeah, I don't know what you could do. Animal control comes out, takes the dogs away. Yeah, I mean, that seems like a nice insurance claim. Hopefully they chewed on cars that were slow sellers that you couldn't get rid of anyway. If they...
Maybe they do know who these dogs are.
Oh, this was a plot.
Maybe they
I see.
train these dogs from puppies to attack cars.
Well, I've seen plenty of damage. I used to have a car dealership, and I've never had animal damage before. It's all been meth head damage of, meth heads coming and like trying to rip out a radio and in the process damaging everything inside the car or thinking they need a wheel or thankfully this was before the days of catalytic converter theft, before the precious metals inside of there got incredibly valuable.
Right.
But it was mostly if it had a cool radio in it, they would try and take it.
Right.
Some other thing,
There's
like wheels occasionally.
rodent problems too, like getting in the headliners and tearing up wires.
My Buick Roadmaster had mice one time. It got chewed on my prized possession. I sold it years ago, but yeah.
What happened?
My Roadmaster Bader had some problems, yeah. It was so comfortable.
Did you call it that?
It was so comfortable on the road that driving it, I called it the Road Masturbator because it felt so good. So good. But
they should rebrand it and come it out. This is just going
anyway,
far away.
back on subject.
Yeah.
Did you hear Come and Go is changing its name to gas station? Speaking of,
We don't have
they're
those
changing
in
it to Maverick
Chicago.
apparently, but that may be another topic.
Okay.
So back to destructive animals. I know the car wizard had to get rid of a dog. They sent it to the pound because at his house they went to the fenders, and I've seen this in a few other cars, and they just go as a teething thing,
Yeah.
and all the way up and around the fender were chew marks on some car that Wizard really liked.
Yeah.
And so that dog,
Yeah.
bye-bye.
Turned into dog food.
And I had a dog that I loved. He loved going on car rides.
Right.
But he was a barker and sort of like a pouncing barker. And so he'd put his claws out.
Ooh.
And so
yeah.
dashboards, seats,
Yeah.
like I couldn't leave him alone in the car because of that. So
Right.
I had damage from that.
Right.
Where, he's behind glass, so he knows nobody can get them. So he's such a, he wants to be so tough.
Yeah.
So that was frustrating. I have a few damaged vehicles from that.
Yeah.
But no. How about you?
I just the one thing that comes up to memory, I had a bull mastiff puppy named Sharky. But bull mastiffs get to be like, 120, 130 pounds. And I remember taking him home from the vet, and I kind of had him on the floor, on the passenger side, on the floor, which you're not supposed to do. This should be in crates. I know. I get it. I know.
A puppy.
And yeah, well, he was crawling and he was so
Yeah.
cute. I didn't want to keep him in a cage.
I never kept a dog in a crate in a car.
Okay, so I feel
Never.
better. Well,
Okay.
he was on the passenger seat, and then he jumped down, and there was a can of Coke on the floor. Not cocaine, it was Coca-Cola.
Yeah, he chomped on it.
He bites down on it, and because it was rolling around on the floor, and it starts spraying everywhere and spraying at him, just all over, unloading, just complete catastrophe in the car. But that was probably, I was just a bad dog mom in that situation.
Well, I've had something similar happen. It was with a Chesapeake Bay Retriever.
Yes.
And it was the whole family going out to Colorado for Thanksgiving in the family Suburban. So my sister would have been in the back with like the luggage falling over on top of her. And then my grandmother and I are in the captain's chairs. This was a really cool one. It was like a 98 Regency Series Suburban. I'm getting off track again. But the Regency package of the 98 Suburbans had a body kit, had special wheels, some graphics that my dad actually took off the graphics. He thought the weird stripes, he didn't like it. But then the interior was trimmed out and tufted. But the best part, Sony PlayStation 2 inside. Flip down TV. So it was awesome to go to the Colorado trips every single year. It's the coolest thing ever. But the car was so packed full of stuff. The dog is in the middle because it's two captain's chairs. And the whole time, my grandmother is holding on to the groceries because there's no room. She just has it sitting in her lap. And at the very top of her grocery bag is this very, very good smelling pumpkin bread. And
I'm
the
so
dog,
hungry.
the dog made it 7 hours or so of smelling that to about Denver. And finally, he's just like, I can't take it anymore.
Yeah.
And just grabbed it and then buried his head under the seat and just started eating it. He knew what he was doing was wrong. And my dad's trying to drive and just like, and we're all trying to pull him away. He's not being aggressive or anything. It was just like, I can't take this anymore.
Right.
And my grandmother can't do anything. She's just screaming and the groceries are falling everywhere. And it was a mess.
So terrible. Like, I give dogs snacks and treats constantly all the time, and some people are way against it, which, you can go either side. I love it because they can smell so good, like thousands of times better. Like, I think each nostril has its own like system where they smell even separately. Like, their smelling abilities is extreme. Like, imagine when you're a teenager and there's like, I don't know, like 500 cheerleaders in front of you. Okay, that's what it's like when a dog is at Thanksgiving dinner and it can't have anything. It can't have a taste of anything. And it's just like, what do you do, that poor dog?
Hold on, cheerleaders?
Yes.
So you're associating food and sex, basically?
A young guy and a bunch of, I don't know, girls.
Well, at least
they don't have to be cheerleaders. They could be, accountants.
If it
or
were me,
teachers.
a teenager, and I'm looking at a fleet of cheerleaders, especially
a car guy would say a fleet of cheerleaders.
Especially me as a teenager and as awkward as I was, I would be mortified because I was like, what do I say to them? How, like, do they notice that my wipe head's about to explode on my nose? And I'm already stuttering just thinking about it because it would be an impossible scenario for me to end up with any of the cheerleaders.
What I'm trying to say, okay,
like, no.
It's imagine you haven't eaten for a week and you're at a buffet.
There you go.
And you're not allowed to eat anything at that buffet. That's what dogs feel like because they can smell so perfectly, precisely from far away. It's evil torture.
Well, I don't know how to segue that at all, but Jake has put together some clips for us of other naughty puppies.
All right.
So are you ready to look at some naughty pups? So our first clip is utter destruction.
Oh.
What kind of dog is that?
They're so cute. I forgot the name, but they're so cute.
Well,
look at that boy.
A leatherette couch has become absolutely shredded. That has happened to me before with some puppy labradoodles where we left them alone for a while. Oh, here's another.
Oh, yeah. See, this looks like there's an animal inside this.
Yeah, so this is probably some country where there's a lot of stray dogs and they're trying to get in there. And,
oh, it's so good.
Yeah,
this
they're
is
ripping off the front bumper.
So awesome.
Yep.
Oh, it's so great. There's just a car you don't like, just stick it out by a bunch of stray dogs.
Well, the cat that's gotten away is getting in there. Oh, and here's the doggy cam, another couch.
Oh, it's destroyed.
And then this is the one where you go back and then they ask which dog did it, and one looks guilty and the other one doesn't. Like this dog's like, hey, just don't do it. Like, I mean, you're gonna get me in trouble.
Yeah, you're gonna get us both in trouble.
Right.
He's so cute. He's gonna go all day on that couch.
Yeah. Once he discovered the game and how fun it is, it's game over for that lazy boy. Which we were shopping for furniture. And we went to the Lazy Boy Furniture Gallery and I hadn't sat in a Lazy Boy in a very long time. Oh my
This was like
God.
old school 1950 Lazy Boy that you fell in love with. Like your grandma's grandma would have it.
If only they could make them attractive. But yeah. Oh, somebody found the dog food.
Oh my gosh. So dogs will just keep on eating though, right? Until they like puke it up and then they'll eat the puke and then still keep eating the rest of the dog food.
Yeah.
Oh man, that is tough. What do you do with the dog food? Do you just put it back in the box, or is it like dirty now and you have to throw it away?
Oh, it's a dog. You can feed him that. All right. So what's going on here? I see a hole in the wall, but that might be unrelated.
Oh, that poor boy.
Husky destroys entire room door and carpet.
Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's bad. This is worse than I thought.
So did they put the dog in a room and?
Oh my gosh.
They ripped up the carpet. They ripped up the drywall. And that door is annihilated.
That's why you need solid wood doors.
Holy moly.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Jake's got to redo his carpet. I think we should just send some dogs over there.
That is some crazy separation anxiety there.
Oh,
right?
That looks like it was a lot of fun for the dog. Like that dog needs to get out a little, have some exercise. They locked him in the room. And that's what you got.
Oh, well, this isn't a dog. It's a bull.
How did the bull
It's lifting
get out?
the car in the air?
How is there a bull
Well,
just
it could
walking
be in
the
Spain,
street?
like the running of the bulls. It says in India. Bull attack a car in India. So the cows are sacred there, I think, and they just let them roam, right?
Do you know how strong you have to be to just lift that with your head alone?
Yeah.
How much do you think that car weighs? Like at least
Well,
2,000,
it's a small
3,000?
car, but yeah, the engine's in the front, so it's still.
Oh, so you're like, no big deal, I could do this?
No, I could not do that, but it's still pretty crazy.
That's intense.
Wow.
How do you tell your insurance company, like, a bull ruined the back of my car?
Yeah, all right. And now, there's another not a dog. Jake, dogs, it's an elephant.
It's an angry elephant.
Dogs don't get that big, Jake.
He
just tipped a car over.
Gosh. Elephants are really smart, and I bet you anything this driver pissed that elephant off.
Oh, wow. Completely flipped it.
Out of the way.
Wow. And then finally, we have, this is a classic news clip. Back to dogs. Good job, Jake. Yeah. Some dogs that got out, and they're attacking the police.
Such a good idea.
Completely, yeah.
This is so great. Oh, and his friend's joining in. So good. Why is he driving into them?
Man, and a Crown Vic is pretty much indestructible because I hit one of those in a car trek with a BMW.
Yeah?
I didn't do anything.
No
like
damage.
a bumper, no damage.
Did you see there's a third dog that came in? How do you make that call in? Dogs attacking my vehicle.
Yeah.
I'm like, they think it's a prank.
Well, this video makes me sad because there's no more Crown Vics.
When did they get rid of them?
The last year production was 2011 or 2012.
Oh, no.
And they're out of police fleets now almost entirely.
No.
And they were my favorite rental car. I'd always request them at the rental car.
Why is that?
Because it's just a nice, comfy boat.
Right.
And the last few times I rented one, they were like, "Are you sure?" They're kind of old and crappy. I'm like, no, they're awesome.
Yeah, and they're probably pretty fast.
So, Yeah, we are both dog people.
Right.
We've had dogs our whole lives, and this is the
Yes.
first time in our lives we haven't had a dog. We have
No, we have.
we have
this,
a cat
This thing right here.
that we really don't like very much, but
We
it's
love
it's
Neelix.
not really. It's a substitute for the dog, and we couldn't let the thing freeze.
She knows. I feel like you're hurting her feelings right now. Tell her you love her.
Thank you so much for watching.
Poor girl.
Sorry.
I love you, Neelix. I love you. She's gonna cry. Do cats cry?
I don't know how to segue that, but I do know Jake has come what? Jake has come.
Sir,